So good day everyone. So for today, we will going to talk about the mathematical language and symbol. And by the way, this PowerPoint was prepared by none other than me. Here's my name and I'm from Bio 1B. So let's start. So is mathematics a language? So for some people, mathematical isn't a language, no? Kasi they know na how could be a field full of numbers can be a language, diba? Yun yung palagi nilang nasa isip. When it comes to mathematics, it's just a numbers lang, no? I mean, it's just numbers lang. Pero wrong, no? Mathematics is also a language. Yes. So sabi dito, the language of mathematics was designed so we can write about things like numbers, set, function, and etc. So, mathematics is written in a symbolic language that is designed to express mathematical thought. So sabi dito, ang language daw ng mathematics ay designed so we can write numbers, set and function. So, kumbaga, yun na yung mismong language niya. So, hindi naman kasing, when we say language, it's not just about the word. No, it more focus on the meaning nung mismong symbols or nung mismong words. And the number to set the function itself is already an example of a symbol. Kaya nga sabi dito, mathematics is written in a symbolic language kasi just like what I said earlier, it is more on numbers, of course, it's math. Operators, ganyan. So, yun is mga symbols. So, let's proceed. So, characteristic of the language of mathematics. So, we have number one, the precise. So, it is able to make a very fine distinction. It has to be accurate. Its meaning has to hold true for all circumstances and has the characteristic to create strong mental pictures of what is being asked or being exact. So, from the word itself, precise. Diba? Kapag naririnig natin yung salitang precise, it should be perfect. It should be flawless. Ganun. So, sabi dito, isa sa karakteristik ng math language ay make a very fine distinctions. So, accurate, no? But not all the times naman. So next, we have the concise. So meaning it is able to say things briefly. This is a characteristic of mathematics to simplify complex calculations or equation into a more detailed and shorter meaning or being brief. So yung concise naman, it is able to say things briefly. So when we say briefly, di ba, kapag pinapa-explain ka ng teacher mo, explain this briefly, explain this, explain the essay briefly, ganon, explain this question briefly, di ba? More on likely, nakikita natin siya sa mga exam. So, ang meaning niya is to explain it detailed but shorter. Gets? So, yun yung isa pang advantage or kinagandahan ng mathematical language. Maiksi siya, pero detailed yung mga information about it, no? And then next and last is the powerful. It is able to express complex thought with ease. Being precise and concise, it turns out that mathematics is capable of simplifying complex calculations without compromising its meaning. So, powerful, able to express thoughts with ease. So, meaning, and expressing thoughts in an easy way. Ganyan. So, in a way na people will understand. Diba? Kasi kapag sinabi natin complex thought, so ang una papasok agad sa isip natin, hala ang hirap, hala ang komplikado, hala paano ko sasagutan yan, hala saan ako magsisimula. But with mathematical language, so yung complex thoughts na yun is nagiging bearable siya. Ganyan. Parang mas madali siyang i-express, therefore, mas madali siyang sagutan, mas madali siyang bigyan ng solusyon. So, next, Ayan. So, let's differentiate between the expression and the sentences. So we have the mathematical expressions. It is a mathematical phrase that group together numbers, variables, and operators to show the value of something. So mathematical expression basically ay pinagsama-samang numbers, variables, and operators para magkaroon ng meaning or para makabuo ng another value or makabuo ng expression. So, ang example niyan na bubuo ng numbers, variables, and operators together to come up with value ay eto, this one. So, as we can see here, present yung kanyang variable, yung operators, and of course, the numbers. And with that, nakabuo na agad tayo ng isang expression where we can turn into words, which A plus 10, and of course, into phrase, A added to some number. So, bakit added to some number? So, ano bang other term for plus? Of course, addition. Added, magdadagdag to some numbers. Kasi variable po yung ginamit natin dito. So, hindi naman always na required na dapat mauna yung numbers before the variables. It will depend pa rin dun sa phrase or sa expression. So, katulad dito, ang nahuli dito is yung number 5. So, compare natin dito na nauna si number 10. So, kumbaga what I mean to say is hindi dapat or hindi required na mauna lagi yung number sa pag-phrase ng expressions. So, it will depend sa expression itself. No? So, katulad dito sa number 2, so the sum of A and B multiplied by 5. So, as we can notice, nahuli si 5. So, bakit po the sum? Kasi gawa nung parenthesis. No? So, yung ano bang ini-imply ng parenthesis? Ang parenthesis na ini-imply ay multiplication. Multiplication, but it will also depend, no? So, the sum, meaning, yung, tawag dito. It also talks about the plus. Kasi nga, 'di ba, may dito, may operators dito sa gitna ng A and B na plus. And ang other term also for plus is sum. Sa multiplication pala is product. So, my bad. So, ayan, that's why the sum of A and B multiplied by 5. Kasi hindi naman natin pwedeng sabihin na the addition or the added of A and B multiplied by 5. So, hindi naman pwedeng gano'n, no? So, ayan. So, let's talk about the mathematical expressions. So, an expression does not state a complete thought. So, expression daw is hindi siya completely nag-state ng complete thought. So, ayan, it must be well-formed. So, bakit? So, syempre, expression siya. So, when we say, dun kasi magdedepende yung ating magiging words and phrase. And dun din magdedepende yung solution na makukuha mo. So, it must be well-formed. So, it does not make sense to ask if an expression is true or false. So, meaning, hindi siya always, sabi kasi it does not make sense. So, to ask if an expression is true or false. Kasi nga, it is only an expression, so we cannot say if it's only true or false unless masagutan natin siya. So, the most common types of expression are numbers, sets, and functions. Pero ang mas common pa dyan among the three is the numbers, of course. So, diba nga dito, as we can see here, diba, mas lamang ang nagamit na number compare sa variables. So, next, expression in the English language is a phrase. It does not have both a subject and a verb. So, let's now proceed to the mathematical sentence. So it is a sentence that can be identified as either true or false. Excuse me. It is a correct arrangement of mathematical symbols that states a complete thought. So, kung kanina yung mathematical expression, sabi dun sa kanyang characteristic, is hindi siya nagsistate ng complete thought. However, sa mathematical sentence naman, it can always state a complete thought by using a correct arrangement of mathematical symbol, and it can also be always true, always false, or sometimes true, or sometimes false. Ayan. So, all mathematical sentence have a verb. A mathematical sentence showing equality between two expressions is an equation. So, in mathematical sentence, ang mathematical verbs na tinatawag ay yung equal. So, isa sa example ng mathematical verb ay ang equal. So, bakit? 'Di ba? Sa English, verb is in action words. So, bakit equal yung verb ng mathematics? So, we will talk about that later. So, sabi naman dito, let's talk about this first. A mathematical sentence showing equality between two expressions is an equation. So we have expression here. So kapag daw nag-show ng equality between two expressions, so kunwari dalawang ganto sa isang row, that is an equation. So ito ang mathematical sentence. So it can be written by numbers, it can be written by words. So ayan, b plus 12 equals 19. So in words, we have 12 added to a number gives 12. And then conditions, open sentence, true for b is equals to 5. Other than b, the sentence is false. So yun nga yung sinasabi natin dito na it can either be true or it can either be false. So ang mangyayari kasi, magiging equals to 19 siya kapag yung b is equals to 5. Actually, parang hindi. So, parang may mali doon sa module. So, kasi if b is equals to 5, then hindi siya 19. Dapat 17 lang siya. Wait, check natin sa mismong module. Baka ako lang yung nagkakamali. Kasi ginawa ko siyang PowerPoint para mas mabilis natin siyang maintindihan. So, 19 talaga dito, and 12 added to a number gives 12. So ayan. So, sabi pa sa words, 12 added to a number gives 12. So, medyo nagugulahan ako dito, no? Pero, I think there's some mistakes talaga. So, kasi, dapat, b is equal to 6. Kasi, 6 plus 12, that will give us a 19, no? Basta yun. Kapag, sasabi sa sentence kasi, b plus 12 is equals to 19. So, ang condition then, totoo siya, if yung b is equal to 6 plus 12, yun talaga yung mag-equals to 19. Pero if otherwise, or not other number, like b is equals to 4 plus 12, so hindi siya magiging 19. So, ayun. So, let's now proceed sa ibang example. So, ayan. Dito na tayo. Wait lang. Full screen ko lang siya. Ayan. So, 6 plus 10 is equals to 2 multiplied by 8. So, di ba ang parenthesis, asterisk rather, ay also implying to a multiplication or times, ganon. So, sabi sa words, the sum of 6 and 10 equals the product of 2 and 8. So 6 plus 10 will give us, so let's see. sabi kasi sa condition, true statement daw siya. So, alamin natin. So, 6 plus 10, 16. So, yung sum daw ng 6 and 10 equals sa product ng 2 and 8. So, 2 times 8 will give us also 16. So, 6 plus 10 is 16 and 2 times 8 is 16. Therefore, the condition is a true statement. So, sabi po dito, if an integer n is odd, then 2n is an even number. So, it is a true statement kasi 2 is an even number. So, sabi dito, 9 is a prime number, which give us a false statement kasi 9 is not a prime number, it is a composite number. So, next. So, take a look at the following example. So, the mathematical sentence 3 plus 4 equals 7. Ayan yung sinasabi ko. The verb is the equal. So, the sentence 1 plus 2 equals 3 is true. The sentence 1 plus 2 equals 4 is false. Kaya sinasabi niya na sometimes true, sometimes false. So, the sentence x equals 2 is sometimes true, sometimes false. It is only true when x is 2 and false otherwise. So, sabi dito, the sentence x is equal to 2 ay pwedeng maging mali kasi pwedeng maging tama. So, magiging tama lang siya kapag it will remain equals to 2. Pero, magiging false siya otherwise, meaning kapag yung x is naging equal to 5, x is naging equal to some numbers other than 2, so, therefore, magiging false na siya. So, the sentence x plus 3 is equal to 3 plus x is always true no matter what number is chosen for x. So, dito kasi it will depend dun sa number na will be chosen to an x. Number 5 naman, no matter what number is chosen for an x, it can be always be true as long as x plus 3 is equals to 3 plus x, as long as ganyan yung format ng sentences or ng sentence, I mean. So, next, we have the convention in mathematical language. So, mathematical convention is a fact, name, notation, or usage which is generally agreed upon by mathematics. So, mathematical convention daw, ito daw yung, kumbaga, fact or katotohanan or yung pangalan ng or yung kung ano yung tawag, kung ano yung notation, or kung ano yung paggamit na yun yung mainly ginagamit dun sa mismong math, no? O yung mismong, or ginagamit ang lahat kasi nag-agree ang lahat about dun. So, next is mathematical symbol. So, the concept of mathematics is completely based on the relationship between numbers and symbols. So, these math symbols are used to perform different mathematical operations and represents various concepts. So, sabi dito, the concept daw ng mathematics is completely based on the relationship between numbers and symbols. So, yun nga. So, yun naman talaga ang math. Nagbe-base siya sa kung anong relationship ng number and ng symbols or ng operators, ng mga parentheses, kasi doon lang siya magkakaroon ng meaning. Doon lang siya magkakaroon ng kung ano yung nais niyang iparating, kung ano yung talagang, like for example, 5 times 10, so that is a product. Diba? Nakonclude na natin na that is a product kasi alam agad natin na ang symbol ng times is product. Diba? So, these math symbols are used to perform different mathematical operations, kagaya nga sa multiplication, we need to find the product. Sa addition, we need to find the sum. Diba? Sa parenthesis, may iba't ibang usage ang parenthesis, no? So, mathematical uses symbol instead of words. Symbols that we commonly use are the 10 digits. So, yung 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Symbols for basic operation, you have the plus, minus, times, and divide. So, symbols that stand in for values called variables like x, y, and other letter written in lowercase. And special symbols, we have the phi, equal, greater than, equal, less than, and less than, or equal. So, sabi dito, syempre, mathematical uses symbols instead of words kasi yun naman talaga ang mathematics. Kasi kapag more on words, it's not math anymore. English na siya, ibang field na siya. So, symbols na we commonly use is, of course, yung 0, 1 to 10. And then, for basic operations, ayan. And then, the symbol that stands in for values called variables. So, nagre-represent ng mga values, yung mga variables, yung x and y, na dapat written in lowercase. Always remember, ang mga variables ay always written in lowercase. And special symbols, we have the pi, the equal, no? So, dito sa variables, parang nagkakamali kasi maraming nagsusulat ng ganyan in a uppercase. No po, no? Dapat lowercase para ma-distinguish talaga natin yung meaning niya and yung symbol. Tandaan natin sa mga symbols, okay, we must write it correctly. Unless otherwise, magkakaroon po ito ng ibang meaning. So, next, some convention used in mathematics. So, order of operations. So, the order of operation of a mathematical expression is as follows: parentheses, exponentiations, negations, multiplications, and divisions from left to right, and then addition and subtractions from left to right. So, yan po yung order ng operation ng mathematical expression, no? So, kailangan parenthesis muna, exponentiation, negation, multiplication, and divisions, and then addition and subtractions, and then parenthesis ulit. So, ganun po. So, next, real numbers. When we talk real numbers, so this includes integers, rational and irrational numbers. So, imaginary numbers are not real numbers. So, ang mga real numbers ay mga integers, yung mga positive and negative integers, yung mga rational. When we say rational, at yung pwede natin siyang gawing decimal, pwede natin siyang gawing fractions. Yun yung rational number. However, irrational otherwise, yun po yung mga numbers na hindi pwedeng maging decimal and hindi rin pwedeng maging fractions or pwedeng isa lang sa kanila. Like, pwede lang siya maging fraction or pwede lang siya maging decimal. I know. Kasi, if kaya siyang gawing decimal, therefore, kaya din siya gawing fraction. Basta yun. So, kapag yun yung mga yun ay sila ang mga real numbers, pero imaginary numbers ay hindi sila real numbers. So, prime numbers, so it is an integer greater than 1, has only two positive divisor. 1 itself, a number that is not prime is composite number. A composite number has more than 2 divisors. So, yun nga yung kanina, diba? So, bakit naging composite number si 9, hindi siya prime number. So, sabi dito, prime number is an integer na greater than 1 na mayroon na siyang 2 positive divisor, while sa composite number, more than 2 divisors. So, ayan. So, ang reason kung bakit composite number ang 9 ay mayroon siyang 2 divisors, more than 2 I mean, which are the number 1, 3, and the 9 itself. So, syempre kapag, and also wala siyang remainder. So, yun, kapag more than 2 divisors, that is a composite number. Next, real numbers include numbers that are expressed in base 10, unless otherwise distinguished, and then the ratio of the circumference of a circle to its diameter, which is approximately 3.1416, is represented by a Greek letter pi. So, 3.14159269 talaga. Siguro na-round off lang dito. Pero mahaba talaga ang ratio ng circumference or ng pi, no? Talagang, pag nasa ulo mo yan, sobrang genius mo na. So, ayan, we have the number types. You have the capital letter. So, wait lang. It represents natural numbers. So, natural numbers are yun yung from 1 to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Natural. And then yung capital Z letters, it represents integers. So, integers are numbers with positive and negative 0. So, kapag gusto mong i-imply na positive integer, so lagyan mo lang dito sa may tabi, ng plus. Kapag naman, or ng positive sign, I mean. Kapag naman negative, so lagyan mo lang siya dahil ng negative. sign, and then it will amplify to the negative integer and positive integer. And then the capital letter Q, it stands for rational numbers. So rational numbers are the results of dividing one number with another number except 0. So yun nga sinasabi ko kanina. So, yung rational number, it can be decimal, it can be written in decimal, it can be written also in fractions. So, next is the capital letter R. It represents the real number, which is include all rational and irrational. So, it can be positive and negative and 0. Algebraic and transcendental numbers are also real numbers. So, ang hindi lang real numbers ay yung imaginary numbers, which is the numbers when squared give a negative result. So, the unit imaginary numbers is ganun siya. And its symbol is I or sometimes J, where 1, 2 is equal to negative 1. So, hindi ganyan talaga yung pagkaka-write ng mga symbols, no, or ng mga number types. Wait. So, let's proceed sa module para mas makita nyo. Kasi, mahalaga talaga na isulat natin yung symbol ng mga number types. And again, when it comes to symbol, we should write it clearly or in a right way, correctly, para hindi ma-misinterpret yung meaning ng symbol. So, ayan po yung correct way ng pagsulat ng symbol ng natural numbers, symbol ng integers, ng real numbers. So, ganyan. Hindi po siya basta capital letter lang, kasi symbol siya. So, okay na. Ayan. So, let's proceed. So we have the letter convention. So starts from the alphabet ABC and ABCD onwards. It is a constant. It fixed values. So from IJKLMN, it stands for positive integers for counting, and N of alphabet XYZ, it is a variables. Siyempre yan yung ayun yung madalas natin gamitin, especially sa calculus, 'di ba? Find the variables of the x. Find the variables of this equation, ganyan. So, simplify the variables, 'di ba? May mga ganito tayo naririnig. So, x, y, and z ang madalas gamitin, especially sa physics and calculus, no? So, an upper letter is commonly used to name a set. Say, A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, and however, a lowercase letter is commonly used to represent an element. So, say, A, B, C. So, again, an uppercase letter is commonly used to name a set. No? So, halimbawa, ang set A ay 1, 2, 3, 4. Set B ay 5, 6, 7, 8. However, ang lowercase, pwede siyang maging yun yung mismong element. When we say element, siya yung mismong nasa loob ng set. Ayan. Siya yung mismong, let's pretend na letter yung mga numbers. So, let's pretend that this is lowercase ng A, B, C, D. So, yun siya. Uppercase, pangalan, lowercase, elements. So, elements, yun yung nakalagay sa loob ng set. Okay? So, next, you have the noun, verbs, and sentences. So, noun could fix things such as numbers or expressions with numbers. So, examples are 12, 3, or 5 minus 2. Divided to 3 and 102. So, the verb could be equal sign or unequal, like greater than or less than. So, pronoun could be variable like x or y. Like, for example, 5 times minus 7. Or 5x minus 7, or xy 2, and negative 3 divided by x. An adjective could be subscript like n in xn, and they could be put into sentences like 3x plus 7 is equals to 22, which is a sentence in mathematics. So again, magiging 22 lang to, magiging 22 lang yan kung mag-iiba ang value ni x. So pwede siyang maging 3, tapos pwede siyang maging, lagyan mo ng parenthesis, like for example, 5. So, 3. So, ang mangyayari nun is, i-multiply mo siya. So, 3 times 5 is 15, plus 7 will give us 22. So, yun lang, kapag yun ang equal ng x is true ang sentences. So, another symbol used is frequently the equal sign. So, the equal sign does not mean anything on its own. So, we need the context. So, we have a variation of equal sign. So, ito yung mga, kasi ang equal sign, hindi lang siya yan. So, madaming uri ng equal. Depende, no? So, with this, is not equal. So, is not equal to. So, madalas ginagamit natin to kapag yung isang equation or isang problem is hindi siya kayang sagutan or hindi siya kayang ma-solve. Therefore, lalagyan natin siya ng ganyan. And then, ito naman, yung parang pa-wave or pa-any. Mean is approximately equal to. Kapag naman ganon is greater than, kapag naman ito, anong ganon? Kapag naman ito, greater than or equal, and then less than or equal. So, variables are another form of mathematical symbols. These are used when quantities take different values. So, the most commonly used variable are x, y, and z. So, na-explain ko na yan kanina. So, ayan, the Greek alphabet. So, Greek letters are used in many calculations. Examples are the Greek letter pi, written in this symbol, is used to represent the number 3.14159. So, diba, since elementary, alam naman natin ang pi. Alam natin na 3.14 siya, in short, kasi nga sobrang haba ng pi. So, it written as this in symbols. So, we often use A stands for alpha, B stands for beta, and this symbol stands for theta to represent the angles, diba? Kapag when we're draw an angle, nalagyan natin siya ng mga letters to distinguish each sides or each angle. So, akala natin is letter lang siya itself or basta-basta letter. No. May meaning po yun per letter. So, the Greek capital letter sigma, or this one, yung M na tabingi or nakaside, is frequently used to represent the addition of several numbers, simply called as summation notations. So, di ba nga kapag what is the summation of the set A? So, meaning, lahat ng nasa set A, ipagpa-plus-plus mo. So, kung ano yung magiging result nun, yun na yung mismong summation nun. Diba? From the root word sum. Diba? Pag sinabi natin sum, ipagpa-plus, diba? So, yung summation, kaya, when we hear the word summation, ipagpa-plus po natin. No? So, next, more symbols. So, I believe this is the last slides. Ayan, last slides na to, guys. So, the positioning of numbers and symbol in relations to each other also gives meaning. Example, subscript x. So, 2 means squared of x. Characteristic with the slightly different shapes and sizes. So, dalawang x meaning, diba, x squared siya kapag dalawa. So, kaya squared siya. Kasi, diba, we cannot write 2x with just 2x itself. Wait lang, magdodrawing ako for you guys to fully understand. Okay. So, we cannot write 2x with just this. To simply said that it is a 2x. So, paano nga natin sinasulat yung 2x? Diba ganito natin siya, it's either this, or kapag i-multiply natin yan dalawa, will give us this one, which means x squared. So, nagva-vary kasi yan, no? Kasi ang dalawang x, may invisible one yan dito. So, kaya kapag pinag-plus natin siya, ayan, wait lang, lagyan natin ng parenthesis. Wait lang, ulitin natin para mas maintindihan nyo. So, ayan. So, ano nangyari? So, ayan, lagyan natin ng x. So, ayan, kaya may dalawang x dito. So, yung x na yun is may invisible one yan. Ayan, may invisible one. And it does not necessarily to always write the invisible one. So, lagyan natin siya ng parenthesis. Ayan, kasi ipag-a-add natin siya. Lagyan natin siya ng plus dito. Ayan. So, this will give us, so 1 plus 1 is 2. So, just copy the x. So, 2x squared. So, kapag more than 1 na yung nandito niya, required na siyang isulat. Pero, kapag ita-times natin siya, so pata natin to into asterisk, kasi it also imply multiplication din naman, and then, let's not pretend na wala yung 1 dito. So, x times x will give us 2x squared. Ay, sorry. Wait lang. Napalaki yung yung 2. So, burahin natin. Ayan. So, will give us 2. Ay my God! Ano ba yan? Wait lang. Burahin natin ulit. Ayan. So, will give us x squared. Ayan. So, ito yung result ng addition and ito yung result ng multiplication. So, ayun. So, example, 25 degree is different from 25 degrees at Fahrenheit. So, these two have different meaning. So, the first is an angle measured in degrees. The second represent a temperature reading. So, wala palang Celsius doon. Ulit. So, 25 degree is different from 25 degrees Fahrenheit. So, these two have different meaning. So, the first is an angle measured in degrees, which is 25 degrees nga. Wala sang Celsius, walang Fahrenheit. While the second one, the second represent the temperature reading. No, ano yung reading niya in temperature? Fahrenheit. So, magiging temperature reading kapag nagkaroon siya ng Celsius. So, 6, 3 represents pair of coordinates. So, other examples are square root, cube root, etc. So, x represents average or mean. So, di ba yan nga yung, minsan yan yung ginagamit natin as symbol ng average or ng mean. So, with that, so nasabi na represents pair of coordinates ang 6 and 3 ay magdedepende po siya sa Cartesian plane, wherein 6 represents the x. So, di ba ang x is pahiga, while the 3 is y, represents the y, patayo. So, bakit ko nasabi na sa 6 ay dapat si x, sa 3 ay dapat si y? Lagi po natin natandaan na mas nauuna lagi ang x kesa kay y. So, yon. So, I think, ayan. So, last na. So, thank you so much for listening. I hope you learned something from mathematics, and I hope na hindi na pa natin katakutan ang math, and let's enjoy every moment of it. Thank you for watching.